My mum said I was far downer than she'd imagined a gay son to be. Touched that she'd imagined having a gay son, I tried to smile more, but I was never very good at it. It falls outside my skill set. I've played back that day so many times. I've cut and spliced my memories so you start at the top and work down. It was no big surprise that number 1 was Shakin' Stevens singing Green Door. I was fascinated and appalled at a Welshman channeling Elvis, someone pretending to be someone else from another country and era, and people rewarding them for it. That happens in fashion, like when the 1970s channeled the 1930s, the trickle-down effect of the costumes for Bonnie and Clyde. Girls were still wearing the odd beret and long A-line skirt around our estate. Number 2 was Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. I loved how Stevie moved his head as he played, his brain visibly connected to his fingers, the multicolored beads dancing in his hair like drunk guests at a wedding. Hearing people arriving in the street outside, I tried to decide if there was a pattern to Stevie's hair beads, or if they were randomly placed. "You look beautiful," I heard my mum say, in a tone she used when someone looked hideous. "So do you." It was Mrs. Linsky from next door, that Jewish voice. I don't know how I knew it was Jewish, I just did, like knowing that Superman is Clark Kent even though he behaves differently. Our neighborhood was sprinkled with Yiddish accents bestowed through generations, increasingly faint, maybe only noticeable to the owner, like a T-shirt that used to be red and had become pink. Number 3 in that week's charts was Hooked on Classics. Fuck that. Number 4 was Chant Number 1 by Spandau Ballet. Fuck that, number 2. As the guests gathered, I listened carefully for his voice. He'd often make his entrance by saying, "Oh, let me get that chair for you," or "After you, ladies." The more effusive he was with gentlemanly manners aimed at acquaintances or neighbours, the worse it tended to turn when they were gone. But he'd been lovely the whole week she'd been baking. He'd dip a cheeky finger in the batter, or have a cheeky pinch of her bottom as she bent to get the dishwashing liquid. Cheeky. Not like someone of whom anyone should be afraid. There seemed to be an unsaid agreement that he'd behave himself that day, because it was such a special day. But how many of us have at some point rued that something challenging should happen today of all days? And the universe says, yes, today's the day. You cannot plead. It will not reschedule. It is the universe. Number 5 was Ghost Town by the Specials. Yes! I laid on my bed, looking at the two-tone sky, wondering if they'd let me in their gang, feeling pretty sure they wouldn't. Kate Bush was number 19, and I was very, very scared of her. If I saw her, I would walk backwards, like you're meant to do if menaced by a shark. But Susie Sue was number 23, and she was even scarier to the teenage me. I secretly adored them both and believed they wouldn't like me back. Kate was a teenager, like I was. Looking back, I'm aware just how strongly teenagers avoided me. But I pictured her dancing towards my room, her arms swooping in forwards, backwards circles, a swimmer in the sky. My dad made lewd comments about her leotards in front of my mum. I thought to put her down, perhaps like, why wasn't she, at 43, wearing a leotard as she served us our bananas and custard each evening? He said Susie Sue was a waste of a good-looking woman. He might give her the time of day without the witch makeup. As if she were waiting for him, a Whitechapel cab driver, to decide whether or not to give her the time of day. I only narrated my reaction to the chart countdown with my inside voice, which is to say, the voice inside my head. It's where I practiced anger, hoping I might one day be permitted to project it outwardly. I wanted to breathe fire, but instead I cut fabric quite angrily and probably sewed it a little faster than was sensible. I wanted to scream.